So this is technically a one shot. It's more like a side adventure, I would put it as.
Mm-hmm.
So kinda. So this is definitely gonna have an impact. And I'm gonna leave it at that. So we're gonna be seeing shit that deals into other shit. So there's the legal pad. Here's my GM folder.
Oh.
Okay, so the one thing you didn't need to answer. There's a couple you don't need to answer. Is we are not doing the team business.
Yeah, I figured.
Everyone is only going to give 2 influence because we're going to be treating this like everyone's entering from a new team. So everyone takes influence over everybody.
All right.
Actually, no. Or do I want to do this traditional? You know what? Fuck it. We'll do a traditional. Eating the entire 1988. What the fuck?
You should keep it simple if everyone runs over everyone.
I mean, I don't know.
No, we're just gonna do a traditional.
Because I was about to say,
it'll probably happen that it'll just even out to where most people have influence over most people.
All right. I just
awesome. We're gonna be skipping over when our first team came together.
Yeah.
And relationships can be funky. I feel like relationships is gonna be like, you know this person from here. But we'll get to that. So in any case, we're gonna start with introducing the characters. You wanna start Pumpkinhead.
So yeah, Pumpkinhead, he's Protege, Pumpkin Kid now. He's the protege of Pumpkinhead, who is a Halloween-themed supervillain and anarchist. And every Halloween, the Halloween Club, who Pumpkinhead is part of, starts this like giant riot rampage in Halcyon City. So in Halcyon City, Halloween is not a good day.
Yeah, I imagine it's like Black Friday for heroes.
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah,
I actually like that idea a lot.
Yeah,
let's
and
hope
Pumpkinhead pretty much took Sam under his wings after he saw him fight in this big rampage, and now keeps him around. Yeah, is his protege. Yeah, Pumpkinhead is a big like anarchist.
And, can you go through the things like what he can do, that kind of thing?
Shared abilities, weapon and gadgets, they're all Halloween themed. My own abilities, impossible fighting skills, because Sam is a big cool street brawler. And mental abilities, intimidation and fear. Like he uses mass gadgets more to like strike fear into people. And Pumpkin Kid is a little more straightforward.
Okay.
Budget. Any other questions?
How would you describe the Halloween core? Is it like a thing? Is it a continuous?
It's really once a year thing, and Pumpkinhead does that like already since like I think the 70s. So he's a little bit older, and that might be a reason why he took Sam under his wing to like get the legacy going of this Rampage Halloween night. It's more like idealistic fuel than like just crime. It's just like anarchy and raging against the machine and showing it to the man and the heroes who just forget the lower class people.
Yeah, take it to the man.
Take it to the man. Yeah.
What's the famous Black literature Oh, they mentioned him in Luke Cage. It's like the first episode. Is they're talking about him?
I don't know. What the-
Fuck me. Travis, can you look that up while I'm going through notes?
What am I looking up exactly?
Famous black literary hero who took it to the man. Also put in Luke Cage in there. See what you get. Or put literary references Luke Cage. Okay, so what's your how do you fight? So is Pumpkin Kid also a once a year kind of thing?
No, he's all year long thing. I think Pumpkinhead is also, but like the biggest event is Halloween, where he goes out with the Halloween core and a big rampaging mass of street thugs. But yeah, he's less active around the year. And Pumpkinhead.
Kenyatta. That's the character I'm thinking
Yeah.
of.
I can't fucking believe that putting all the jargon you fucking said got me the first result exactly what you were looking for.
Listen, when you become when like research papers are your bread and butter, you know how to use Google better than you know how to handle your own dick.
Well, isn't that a very evocative picture?
So
Any
Sam-
case,
Sam's most prominent weapon is a baseball bat and maybe some pumpkin bombs and all of that.
of how we have is it this? Yeah, we have two Sams. Fantastic.
Yeah, Samuel.
Hey, that wasn't on me though. That's on him.
Yeah.
So, you have a baseball bat and like bombs or something like.
And a lot of like other like the small little Halloween gadgets.
Okay. Question. Actually, no, we'll get to that afterwards. That'll be kind of like when our team comes together, kind of
Mhm.
deal.
Yep.
Travis, we're moving on to you.
All right. So can't really follow the playbook on this one because it assumes that you escape from the thing that changed you, and that didn't happen. She stayed with them.
You might have escaped the place where you transformed.
Like, because I imagine what happened was Persephone wanted a kid, so she took a kid from like a family. And she was like, well, this is mine now. Because from the sounds of how you were giving her off, she just kind of takes what she wants.
Yeah, Persephone is
And like, kind of raised this kid and poured all kinds of crazy into her thoughts. And like, really enforced this sense of divine superiority. That Pluto reinforced because, hey, I got no qualms with the kid thinking that mortals are garbage. To the point where, like, when she was like 11 or 12, they gave her a chance to see her family and like how normal and mundane and weak they were. So it helped cut off any last connection she could have possibly had to any kind of
humanity. Okay.
yeah, humanity.
So, question. Can you describe Spheno Shoppy?
She's someone like, if you knew Bastion at all and you've seen him, you could almost immediately tell that she is related. They are twins. She's the same. She looks very very similar to him. She has the same kind of leaning towards dressing nice a lot of
Like
dresses that
royalty.
and stuff she can move somewhat comfortably in. The only difference being that she tends to like wrap her hands because she hits stuff really hard, and like a lot of her clothes are covered in like runes and spells. Yeah, like stuff that she has helped make to further enhance her own abilities.
So you're inhumanly tough and strong because of them, and what would you say your unique style to fighting?
I think it's unique in that like she is really willing to use the environment as a complete and total tool to make things much, much worse. Because usually a lot of people with like this level of super strength are like, let's not put them through the building.
So she has a kind of frenzy to her.
Yes, she fights in a way that is both sudden and like sometimes like she does have a somewhat controlled stance when she's not angry, but she rarely is not angry, so it tends to look more like a kid throwing a fit than a
So it's kind of like the butcher's nail from like 40. Like, well, actually, no, you wouldn't know that. Who does know Horus Heresy? Does anyone know Horus Heresy 40K?
I heard of it.
So butcher's nails is these kind of mechanical parasites that an entire like the world eaters bashed into their brains, and it gives them the ability to feel no pain, but it impinges on higher brain function. I don't think yours impinges on your higher brain function, but it still gives you that kind of adrenaline rush whenever you're just fighting, and everything else is just kind of really like lesser out of it. It's the kind of sense I'm getting.
I'd say if it like hampered anything, it's like the parts of her that it would
Well, you would look at like perhaps like mundane art, and you'd be like, "This is dumb.
yeah,
I don't have time for this."
It's garbage. It's garbage and should be burned. like
it takes like some legendary business, like near like legendary stuff to like even move you like a tiny bit.
Yeah, she tends to have when she's not angry, her face is neutral. She's not one for smiling.
And that's very much also in the respect of Pluto and Persephone.
It's half year down in Hades didn't really did no good on there.
But it's a weird kind of family dynamic that we won't be getting into at all.
Yeah, probably not.
But but they go into this battle rage, and basically they don't feel pain, as they can go through like literally anything, exhaustion and whatever, due to this kind of fury from brain parasites or brain parasitic machine.
Yeah, and I guess the only other thing I can say is that what moves I picked, which were you got a head you don't need, which lets me provoke someone with danger instead of superior if I use obvious threats and shows of force, which she will definitely do. And in a China shop, which you can cause significant collateral damage to your environment to choose an additional option, even on a miss. She doesn't care about. I was like, damn, if you don't have to worry about having a reputation, Bull just lets you do whatever the fuck you want with danger.
I can't wait till we get into the game. In any case, we're now on to Lucid. How's character part 2? We got him.
Nova named Metro Sorcery, primarily focusing on urban magic and like control of cities, but he can go into other areas. That's just where like the specialty is. That's like the gist of the outline I have for him right now.
Okay. So do you have an idea of how he got his powers? How he got into sorcery?
Yeah, like I was thinking, like initially, his dad was killed at like a construction site, like a girder, a cable snapped and it fell on him, and like whenever he
Wow.
and like that just sent him into such a rage over losing him that he went to the building and like just felt like this power course through him, and just like through the powers of some force he didn't understand, he like tapped into like the mystical energies within the city and like ripped it down somehow, and then but feeling this kind of like the spirit of the city, like afterwards I kind of talked to him a little bit to calm him down and was like, we can help you like keep that power in check because you're hurting us, you're this is painful. And so he turned that attention to basically more selfish means, knowing that like he has this connection with the cities and they're not going to betray him because he can just kill them all effectively. Is how he feels. Whether he has that power or not is irrelevant in reality to how he feels about it. And he takes it out more on the on people now, not the city itself, because he's befriending them to achieve his ends within society using this magical mastery over major metropolises and the like.
So a kind of basic material control kind of deal. That's really cool. You can like make like golems from like street signs and stuff. Office buildings can become like humongous kaiju.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of riffing off of Jack Hawksmoor, but making it magic based instead.
I still have not put in a thing of Valiant. Like looked into it. I would like to, but I don't have cash. Like
Hawksmoor is actually a Wildstorm in DC.
Yeah, I was. Okay.
He was on the Authority.
Nice. Still, same branch of I would like to get into it, but can't.
Yeah.
But plus there's so much Marvel shit coming out. Like, like the Doctor Strange Damnation arc and the one before that I need to go through.
I've heard they're good. I haven't read them though.
I read the one leading up to it and it was so good. But in any case, I'm gonna move off of that. So now we get into relationships.
Well, mine is pretty easy. You choose a demeanor playful business, and since I'm playful, you both get influence over me.
Fantastic. Sveno, both heart. Who do you love? Who's your rival?
I know the love's gonna be Bastion. I don't know who the rivals is yet because I don't have a particular good candidate. What?
Maybe a certain like Mr. Pompey over there.
She doesn't seem as like a real threat. Like he can.
No, it's someone to like rub shoulders against. It's a rival, not an enemy.
Yeah. Though I'd assume part of rivals that you see them relatively on your level.
True.
Which she does not.
Well, Pumpkin Kid has a tendency to blow stuff up.
The way this character is like he's very like you'd have to do some pretty amazing shit for you to overcome the mundane label that is on you.
There are a lot of bombs on me. I don't need bombs to overcome my mundanity.
Any case, try to figure that out.
Yeah.
Well, wait, Nova. Which one you choosing?
For influence we're doing?
Yep.
I'm doing a lockdown. I'd probably give it to Pumpkin, just because he's out there basically sticking it to the man type of thing, and seems, even though Stheno is probably closer personality-wise, agenda-wise, it seems to be more in line with something Metro would be behind.
I kind of like the urban tyrant feel I'm getting from you.
The what feel?
Urban Tyrant.
Is that a character?
No, it's just it's like you're in an urban area and you kind of
Okay.
act like a tyrant.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were
Urban
referencing like an actual character or not.
Nah.
Hmm.
Any case, um,
Maybe. Never mind. I was like, I'm trying to think of like how many villains do we have that like dabble into magic?
villains.
We had that one bitch.
You have the Cabal. You always have Madam Nyx,
Yeah.
but I don't think Persephone likes Madam Nyx at all.
Yeah, Nyx has a problem with this.
You know, as fucking arrogant as Steno is, I don't think she's arrogant enough to think that she's on the level of Madam Nyx. Maybe
You could, wait. You could have Joey as your rival then.
That's what I was initially thinking. I was like, man, but would he show up at all?
I mean, he's a
'Cause,
magic. I mean,
yeah,
he also has to take care of like the Greek side of his family. So I guess.
Let's see. There's another guy who's called Void, who became prominent in the Gold Age. He's kind of like the Superman, like the super boogie of the entire world. He's a literal void, and hurts people but doesn't actually like give injuries. They call him Mist Flesh.
Maybe.
But he is supposedly ancient. There's Matsuo Chi. Under the Iga and its daimyo, which is a clan of super ninjas, magical super ninjas. They use magic and they're very tidy.
What? How do you spell that name? I'll go ahead and pick them. Just get a new villain involved in the story. Alrighty, those two people have influence over me, so I guess I should just go to my other sheet.
Yeah, this is great. Any case, give your influence to one of these folks for the sake of the game.
Huh.
You care about one person here because of your situation that you're about to be put in.
Sam would at least try to take a little bit care of you, since you seem to be not that happy once in a while.
Sure, Pumpkin Kid. He can make a good jester.
Okay.
Also,
So-
my mentor resources that I totally forgot: a car, a hideout, and a weapon of last resort.
Okay.
Yep.
What's the last resort?
A big pumpkin laced with a lot of explosives. Let's say that. And the vehicle is an armored ice cream truck.
Well, now we'll be going on into how the team came together, aka why the fuck am I strapped to a table and what's a cat doing over me?
Oh.
In which case, we'll start down the line. Pandora. You were strolling around one time. You were kind of like beating up on some just random thugs that decided to think that they could make you for an easy target. And as you're kind of just pummeling the biggest guy into the ground, you just see this cat, and all you remember is this strange gas. And now you find yourself strapped to a table.
Cool.
We recognize this cat. This beautiful white cat with a scar over its eye. As Bastard. So Bastard looks down at you, Pandora, and goes, welcome, 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 welcome. I always love having players I always love having a player like yourself on the team.
I don't do teams.
But this time you do. Else Mama and Daddy are gonna have to see you through another entrance. I do have that silver coin for you, by the way, primed and ready.
She just makes a face at him and says, well then untie me.
But not yet. You see, I gotta explain the situation to you. Because, and you kind of like, because if you, kind of, and like your right arm brace, like lets go. And he goes, feel under your neck.
She does so.
Like under the jaw.
And she like removes her hand there.
You feel this kind of shape under it, like it's like a sticker that's been stuck to it, and you can't pull it out, and it feels like you're about to like tear your skin off whenever you do.
Oh man, she's making a dark expression now. She's like, she says, "What did you do to me?"
This is insurance for cooperation.
How do I get it off?
You get it off when you bring me back the person I want you to bring back. Any case, I'm gonna let you in the cell. Food will be down in the right side. I managed to secure you some things that might remind you of old home. And the TV shuts off for you, and you're released. And in the corner, there's in Brazier's wine and spiced, and then in plates full, there's just bread, figs, and cured meats.
Yeah, she just goes over and like mutters in Greek, "Fucking house cat," and just sits down and eats the food.
We now then reach to Metro. Metro, you got the unthinkable happen to you one day. Someone got the drop on you. You were walking down and all you could see was this shadow rising from beneath you, and before you knew it, lo and behold, you were knocked out, quick and cold. You wake up strapped to a table and you see this cat staring down at you.
I just kind of glare.
I haven't had the pleasure to meet your acquaintance yet, Mr. What do you call yourself? Metro?
I just keep glaring while I try to reach out with my powers to, if nothing else, get a sense of where I'm at.
All I can feel is the room.
But yeah, I don't actually say anything to him.
He just kind of like just pops around. He's kind of like standing on this table with a cushion. He's just kind of just pacing back and forth weirdly, and his like tail is swinging about in different direction. And goes, "You see, I want you to feel something on the on the small of your back, through the table."
Reach around slowly to feel what he's talking about.
Yeah, and you kind of send these reverberations through the table, and then you can feel like this weird, like, it's like as a second, like there's like this ring around your like core of your body that just gets this kind of like paper cut all around it.
What is this?
My insurance plan. You see, I need something from you. You're gonna be part of a little cadre. If you ever watch DC, it's very much like the Suicide Squad, except you're severely understaffed. And you're gonna find me my pet wizard.
Should have tagged it.
I did.
Obviously not with a good tag. Should have put in the extra money for it. Get the upgrade.
He smiles and then just pops down and goes, well, maybe you can do that for me. In any case, I look forward to doing business with you. Food and refreshments by the corner.
And just kind of glance over in the corner.
It's like burgers and a milkshake.
And is he's still there, the screen on or whatever?
No, it's off.
Okay.
You're released from the table and now you're just prowling about a room.
Alrighty.
Mr. Pumpkinhead.
I should just call myself Pumpkinhead.
I mean,
and then my mentor
Pumpkin
will
Kid.
help.
Sorry. I look at your character sheet and it says Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, I just
Just change that really quickly. I swear to God, I won't get it wrong from now on.
no, I get it wrong as well. So I just call him Pumpkinhead and my mentor Jack-o'-lantern. That were fine.
Okay, we'll do that. Any case, Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got nabbed in probably the worst way possible. See, you were just like, at a grocery shop making like just taking whatever you want, and then you just see this cat, this beautiful white cat on the window screen, and you like point your bat at it, and it just hurls on top of your head. It's scratching. It breaks through your it goes through your mask. You're like, it's horrible. And before like you can even like scrabble and you're like trying to like break it off or something, it just like you just swam into like a column and then you're out.
Yeah, absolutely. So
And you wake up strapped to a table.
I probably like broke the table. I'm already at the eating, or at least like moved the table in like a very awkward way, so I can at least like.
You've angled the table onto its side.
Yeah, no, I'm just to get the food, not to get free, but to eat the food.
The food is still away from you in the corner. The table is very much so locked to the ground. The cat is looking at you, horrified that you managed to get at least that far.
Just a few inches. Oh, so tasty. Oh, the cat.
And he's just got this weird like look on his face, just like, how did you manage to break the
Gadgets? You forgot to take them out of me. And I mean out of me. Anyway.
Android number 9. Android number 9.
You know, that's one of those moments where, like, as the villain, you're like, man, I know he.
Who was in charge of the cavity check? I was, sir. Take yourself to the engine bay and make your last wishes. He goes, but, sir, it was, he's just a kid. It's just like, engine bay. You are now reduced to energy cell. And it's just like, but sir, and like you see these other two death bots come from behind it and just drag it away.
Well, wasn't really dead. Was in my mouth. Like the chewing gum, that was acid, and I kind of point to one of the legs of the table that is like melted with this like pinkish chewing gum.
Look, I don't have time for this. You're gonna feel something at the back of your head, like a ponytail. Alright? Remember the nut you have, like, in the helmet?
Yeah.
It's a bit more, attached.
A bomb.
Actually, just a spike.
What? Only a spike? Come on, man.
Fuck. Can't.
Look,
I
look,
had-
Kitty. What?
I
What do you
can't.
want?
I can't just use the same thing every time. All right.
Look,
Any
Kitty.
case,
What do you want?
I
Who do you-
want you to get a very special guest back for me.
The Queen?
No.
Why not?
What? What queen?
The Queen of England.
No, not
Then why are you kidnapping me?
because I need you to get something else.
Fine.
Any case, go get your food so you have patience to like, behave.
All right.
And we walk over and it's just literally just like a Halloween head filled with just random candy.
Ooh. You just start stuffing that in my face.
And he goes, I swear to God. Or whatever powers that be. Any case, yes. So you're gonna be on a team, and if you don't comply, then, well, let's just say, you get to go to Halloween Town a bit sooner than you might like.
Well, I hope they're cool guys you got.
Oh, trust me, they're gonna be thrilled to meet you.
Sweet.
And we cut at that. As you like stuff a Kit Kat in your mouth.
Just
And
like,
the kind of like walls of this kind of like complex just shutter down. And now each of you sees the other person. Albeit, Pandora, you can't exactly see Pumpkinhead exactly because the fourth room hasn't popped down yet. So you kind of like, you see Metro first. Metro is in between you and Pumpkinhead. And he goes, and the cat goes back on all screens and goes, so, I need you to bring back a dear ally of mine. And also his weapon. More so the weapon, but the guy just rubs me the right way.
like literally?
I'm pretty sure
I
he
don't
means
know.
literally.
I see.
And metaphorically. Any case, you're going to be boarding a ship very shortly. You have about 10 minutes to prepare. He is going to be in the very center. You're going to be facing the alphabet, as you humans know him as. So prepare for very dense training, for very what's the term? Hard opposition. So I mean, yes, you could just bash your way through the entire ship, probably kill everyone on board, and end up dead yourselves, or you can take it a manner of ways. But whatever you do, do try, because if you do not get to him, he also has this. He has one of the gifts that you kind of have, except it's also a teleporter. You're gonna be putting in a very special code to that teleporter. And that's gonna be 055.
Oh.
And then you'll be returned to the places. You'll be returned to a safe house, and then from there you will be free.
And will we encounter the thing that took your pet?
Oh no, they're still on Earth somewhere, probably fucking up.
She just makes a face like, well, if they were such fuck-ups, how did they take your pet?
Well, one of them became what may be a demigod, and it ended very shortly after that.
That piques her interest, and notes it very quietly as she continues to eat her food and not acknowledge the other two people that have appeared.
Where are we?
You're gonna be by Pluto at this moment. You gotta get it. Your ship is gonna be immediately gonna be about 2 clicks out, so you have about what may be an Earth day to get to him before they reach the jump point. You go out of system, and then you're stuck on an alphabet ship in the middle of galactic space with no translators.
Just in
Actually,
case
I
nobody's.
lied. Each of the traps I have has a universal translator, but still, no cash, no identity, limited resources.
Just in case no one's ever told you, you're a piece of shit.
Well, why do you think my name is Bastard?
Just kind of shakes his head and like just starts pacing.
Any case, I suggest you put your game face on. Materials will be in this room, and then the fourth room drops, and then you can see this kind of like miniature armory. Both what was absconded from you or what I may deem useful. And
My car there?
no.
What?
In its place, there is, however, a new mask for you. And since the one that you were wearing got torn to shit, and I will let you have a new gadget from your hidden base. You kind of like see this miniature like 38 special, and it has gag bullets that kind of like have that can either be randomized or whatever. You recognize this as Jack-O-Lantern's gun that he managed to hold up City Hall with in '99.
Dude, he will be so angry that you have that. Can I have just my pumpkin grenades?
Oh no, they're there too.
Oh, okay.
Everything you have is there, just not there's no van. You're in space.
It would have been really cool to have it retrofitted and we're driving an ice cream truck through space.
Yeah, that's what Sam's thinking was.
Bastard doesn't have those kind of resources on the fly.
Have it.
Any case, otherwise there's bracers, armor, life suits, rations, or more food, dossiers on security levels,
Needs them.
and what do you guys do?
I arm up. Just putting stuff away on my body.
I'll start flipping through the dossiers.
Yep, you see, there's no the alphabet is based on what kind of letter you're assigned. A is the highest, Z is the lowest. There are no Z's. The lowest they get is about M's. M's are the kind of like, it's not a skeleton crew by far. It's routine, except it has 1 B on it, 2 C, 2 D's, 4 F's, and it just goes on and on and on. The B is the most worrying one because A's are practically gods. B's are kind of like Superman level.
Well, alright.
And there's a power. The B is labeled as the Conquistador. He's labeled as a mercenary partner. who is specialized in hunting, big game hunting. And then the Caesar, and then you just goes on and on and on. Pandora.
Yup.
What do you do?
She checks to see if there's anything that would really interest her at all. Does not check the dossiers because, again, what the hell can mortals do? And instead, gets the life stuff, and the food, the things that were, no matter really what you are, you will die if you're just in space.
All right. Could I somehow contact my mentor and inform him about all of this?
No.
No fireside chat?
Could
I try to hack one of the monitors and do that?
Sure. You know what? I will give you this. Pandora, you see a scrying plate. Pumpkin, you get this kind of banana phone.
Ooh.
From Nokia. That's just been looked like to be souped up. And Metro, you're reading through the dossiers and you're getting structural integrity points on the ship.
All right.
It's not exactly. It's like the size of a small town. You're getting you're gonna have a map of it. Pumpkinhead, roll me superior for fireside chat.
I think it's Freak. It's the label, his
then Freak.
mentor label. Yeah. Here we go. Come on, buddy. Oh shit.
Yeah, so you're calling them and then you have to call twice and then you get an answer and goes, "Listen, sorry, I don't know who this is, but my friend's gone missing and I have to make sure that this is taken care of. Okay, K5."
But me. Aww. Man. Now I'm lonely.
Yeah, sorry, I saw the option and I thought it'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that's cool. Hopefully.
Pandora, you look at the scrying.
Okay, yep. That sounds like something you should do.
You can do one of two things. You can either A, take a look into the near future, or B, maybe call home.
Alright, she's not going to do either of those things yet. Well, instead, just take it with her unless she has to use it now.
You have to use it now.
Alright.
There's a literal guild besides the scrying table.
Okay. Well, not really privy on letting her father know that she got herself captured. She's gonna look into the near future.
Alright. So you make a kind of shower card off of the goat. Roll me plus freak. Or superior.
It's the same either way.
And you get a tiny bit. You see that the bee is exclusively having. He has this humongous knife. This humongous knife. It's basically the size of your arm. And it's serrated, and he's kind of just sharpening that as he's talking to this gigantic lizard that's just braced up and maybe has 15 different layers of locks on him. And you see alarms going off, and then the bee just kind of like taps the comm and then just continues sitting there. And then we kind of like we see a rumble, and then he finally gets up and starts moving. And then two others in the blue and gold of the alphabet show up and are there at the door. You also notice that there's a humongous rifle swung over his shoulder. Any case, and as you were kind of all going into your different zones, you get. Oh, okay, go ahead.
So, hey guys, I'm Pumpkinhead. Nice to meet you. Guess we're all in on the same boat here, so how about we get along? And make like a little heart with my fingers.
Just kind of look and glare at him a little bit, and I don't see a reason to get in each other's way.
Well, kind of a team effort, isn't it? I know I guess we're all three brooding evil villains, but how about we try that in a team, and at least for the last of the mission, not try to kill each other? How about that?
Until I'm free, I see no reason to go after either of you, unless you hinder my freedom.
Cool, I like that. Then I give you finger guns. How about you, little lady?
Call me that again and I break your fingers.
Well, how should I call you then?
Pandora. And I suppose I can allow you to run free around me as I get this done.
I like that as well. We gonna be the best friends, we three.
Man, have you ever been looked at like you were an ant before?
Well, let's get the lizards and get back to Earth.
Any case, after the bandage is applied to the goat and it is mystically shuffled away into like the bowels of the ship, because no animals are killed in the making of this game or harmed.
Nice.
No, one just got harmed, but not killed at least. Any case, you hear 2 minutes till impact.
Oh boy, here we go.
I would suggest bracing and also making your way to the corridor.
To the corridor.
And you go into like this kind of like there's just this long kind of like hallway with this with just these kind of like roller coaster seats on either side.
Yeah.
And you now just start notice like the rumbling just get worse and worse and worse as the ship just now keeps accelerating.
I hook myself the wrong way into it, so I have like the feet towards the head side of the seat. Here we go.
The other two?
Yeah, sit down and brace myself in properly.
Okay. Pandora?
She does like half the measures already, like, I'll probably be fine.
Alright. 1 minute, 30 seconds, and then just this humongous, you hear just this whoomph, and you just hear this horrendous screeching of metal, and you're entirely like just jostled humongously. Metro, you're fine. Pandora, you kind of lose your footing for about 10 seconds before you catch yourself on your hands and then pop back. And then Pumpkinhead, you get you jangle, your head hits the helmet hits the back, and you're like, oh, that's kind of and then it's just and then part 2 happens, and then your entire body just your lower body just rams into the bracing, and yeah, your private spot just got a bit hurt.
Ow! I should have seen that coming.
And the door opens, and there's just smoke, and you can see through it just this one guy's just crumpled from the hallway, and sirens are starting to go off.
And unbuckle myself and walk up to the crumpled guy. Are there any weapons or anything on him I could pick up?
Nothing. It's just his suit. You read from the alphabet that most of them use this kind of like hard white / Helio, like kind of this connection to the general meta energy. Not exactly magic, but like this meta energy of like atoms, like atomic energy to feel weapons and guns and different sorts of abilities.
Gotcha.
Think of... God, I just looked him up.
They're the Thule Society.
Yeah? I was also thinking they look a lot like, God, I am not good at remembering my references today. Exo Man of War.
Okay.
And, but you look down, and, everyone looks at the alien script except, Pumpkinhead. You see that he's got a letter L on him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's... And, to, like, beside him is, a G. The other guys, you just see the alien script and you're like, whatever. From it, you kind of see bulkhead, depression, and Sector 7, Sector 7. All units to emergency response teams to Sector 7.
Well, on the way here, so let's get moving.
So, so Sector 7, identifying marks on the hall or anything like that, have that map, try to follow it to where we need to go.
Yeah.
So, you need to head to, like, Sector 6. Now, the ship is kind of, like, broken down into, like, this kind of, like, bulk kind of thing. It's really ugly.
Oh, by the way, while they are walking towards wherever they are going, she is currently dragging one of the men by their ankle.
They're unconscious.
Oh, she's aware. This is a throwing projectile, not a hostage situation.
Shitty 10, but whatever. Now, from what you had to say is, you ran in Sector 7. You know that the prisoner is in Sector 6, which is the most hardcore of the place, and there's 3 ways to get in. You can either head into 1, which is one of the most densely protected places, and just override the ship from there. You can head into 9, which is the engine bay, and basically try and bring down the ship and cause mass destruction, and hopefully that'll work in your favor. But that'll also be dense. Or you can try roll the ship over by heading to either 5 was the armory point, which you could maybe break into 6 through the armory, but it is on the other side of the ship, and you would have to go through 4, 3, and 2, or 10, 9, and 8.
Well,
Somebody blows something up.
Given how my character generally feels, and from what he's seen of Pandora at least, he just throws out the directions for the shortest path, and just says that that's the quickest route. Whether or not it's the safest is not the case.
Safe is the most boring. Let's go for 9.
He just kind of shrugs and
Okay.
nods.
So, did you tell people about the plan about the ship?
Like, as we're looking here and talking about it, like telling them the routes and stuff and everything, yeah.
Okay. And so you guys are heading towards 9 to kind of like destabilize the ship and bring it down around you as you kind of like make your way.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So as we're walking, I want to try to reach out and see if I can connect it all with the ship power-wise, since it is the size of a small town.
Power-wise?
Like, as in, like, affecting it, like, or creating constructs from it, like I could from, like, a city street or something, not, like, actually taking control of it.
Do that. You can easily do that.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't mean take control of it or anything.
Yeah, you can't really take control of it because of the alien technology, but you can definitely make your constructs, and then you can, in the immediate vicinity, you can make this kind of like horrifying, kind of like city trap kind of deal.
Cool.
So yeah, you roll me freak. Oh wait, or do you want to just create burn and use constructs? That too, but oh yeah, yeah. He didn't just pick you up because you were like, because as much as you're in space and with like kind of like trapped in this horrible situation, you definitely, this is definitely like a new playground to you. All right, mark a condition and hold free, and you can spend whatever you want on constructs. You can spend all free. You can spend 2. You can spend 1. Oh, just prepping the barrel. Okay. Well, yeah, you start like hitting through it, and it's a lot less like concrete as you would on a city. Like usually you have this kind of like leyline business that acts like avenues to you. This is a lot more like it's almost near the air you're breathing, and like you have like a ton of spotlights on you.
Alright.
Kind of deal. And it's a lot like thinner, and it takes you a bit to store up the energy, but it still happens. It's weird.
Yeah.
Any case, you're now charged up. Pandora, you're bugging behind. Are you taking the L or the G?
Sure, the G. Really, they both make equally useful ninja stars, so it doesn't really matter to her. She grabbed the one that was nearby. It's probably the G.
Alright, so you're in 7.
Alright.
Um, 7 is, 7 is the escape pods. So as you're kind of like looking around, you see that like basically you've taken up 2 of the escape pods by just jamming the ship into it.
Given by our instructions, we're leaving by teleportation, right?
Yep.
So as I'm just walking by, I'm just pressing the button to eject every fucking escape pod.
I was thinking the same thing.
Not a single one of them's getting out for fucking causing this situation that I have to now deal with.
Yep, so you keep doing that, and
Yes.
just doing some GM stuff
Oh.
while I'm balancing this. So you get the alarms of escape pod jettison, like escape pod 2 jettison, escape pod 3 jettison, escape pods 8, 9, 10 jettisoned, and now you can see just like the alarms just start sounding for real.
I like that.
and you just start passing into and you go from the escape pods into what Pumpkinhead realizes is maintenance, which is labeled as 8.
Mm-hmm. Wait,
And in here you
9?
what?
Wait, where's 8? It's not even on the map. Oh,
Just
okay.
rearrange this stuff quickly.
Dang.
Sorry.
Alright.
Me 2 separate drawings. So let me just 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. 10. Wow, why did I go like that?
That's fine.
Why did I do that?
Oh,
I'm sorry about that.
it's okay. Don't worry.
Why did I do that? Wow, my brain's a bit fucked up. Okay, any case. Got me from 2 hours ago. You guys head into maintenance, and from there you meet alongside just like some scrubs, some M's. You meet the first security team batting up to par, which is led by an E with an F, a G, and an F and 2 G's, I'll say.
You know, it's funny that you said batter up, because I do have this body in my hand.
Yeah.
And
We'll generate team now. Thought I should add this.
oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Let's see how many swings it takes for my bat to break.
There's your 2 for entering combat, and then 1 for the beginning of the session.
Alright.
And now I get to the fun bit. Who's the team leader, guys?
I don't think we have one.
Yeah, I don't think we have one.
I love the breakdown of leadership. That's what I was partially.
Pumpkinhead is going to lead, actually.
You mean try?
Try to lead, yeah. I mean, they don't gonna listen to me, but I will try to coordinate stuff.
I'm sorry, but you're dealing with the person. 2 people who are very much kings of their own jungle.
Well,
but yeah, no. Does everyone have the same purpose in the fight?
I'm pretty sure that is.
Yeah.
I guess if Pumpkinhead is the leader, he does have influence over everyone.
That's true.
That's why I said
Yeah, I imagine that was why you said it.
yeah.
Wow, but
And
does Pandora and Metro put stock into Pumpkinhead as the team leader?
Hey, the sentence is if any team member mistrusts. And while she doesn't mistrust him, she doesn't trust him either. But according to that still flies.
Okay. So you have influence over everyone, so we get 4 teams.
And I would say we're all pretty much focused on hurting as many people as possible on our way to free the guy, so the same goal.
And ill prepared or off balance, not at all. That will not factor for the entirety of this session.
Nice.
Because you guys took care and actually explored the breaching ship. So now that I have 5 coins, black as pit. We begin. Pandora, roll me that danger. Are you throwing him or are you battering? Like using him as a bat?
I'm gonna use him as a bat so that I can hit them a lot harder, so I can actually use in a China shop to cause some significant collateral damage, as they probably impact quite hard against the wall.
Okay. Roll me the danger. As you fling yourself in a fury. the scripts along your entire thing just burning red as you just take this unconscious G, and like the other G realize, like you see this kind of like look of recognition, and he tries to almost like catch him, and he gets it like full in the chest, and then you keep swinging it, and you catch one of the other G, and you just like swing them all like, and they just like bash each other into like, you just hear like God dang! And then like the unconscious one is even more freaking unconscious, and we can hear like bones crack. What's your options?
Well, I can take 3, so I'm gonna resist or avoid their blows.
Yep.
I'm going to frighten the opposition,
Yep.
and what can I take from them? If not consciousness, then the structural integrity of their bones.
Yep. So, you know what? You take the structural integrity of their bones, and immediately they're just like, the E and the F just look to each other and just like, you two, take him, get to medbay, and then tell Conquistador they're in 9. I mean, they're in 8, and probably heading to 9.
All right. Can I read the situation while Pandora is doing what she's best at?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
All right.
What's your question?
Let's see. How can I end this quickly?
How can we best end this quickly? Well, you see, the E and the F the G's were fucking taken out in one shot, but the E and the F you feel like are a bit more confident since they're kind of like standing their ground a little bit.
All right.
They're at least scared, right?
They're surprised.
I mean, I got to choose the thing, right?
Oh, impressed, surprised, or frightened?
Yeah, I got to choose 3 options, and one of the 3 I chose was frightened.
Can you actually choose? I impressed, surprised, or frightened the opposite?
Yep.
Like solely?
In the China shop.
Well, training is taking over. They're afraid, but they're relying now on just instinct and training now.
Yeah, I look to Metro. What are your powers? Are you heavy hitter like her?
Okay, so while she was doing her thing, I would have been looking around, and is there any sort of like since this is like a maintenance area, any sort of large scale equipment or that I can turn on?
There's a loader. There's what seems to be 2 different loaders, like different kind of like humongous forms of like caskets or cages, repair tool, rivets, Canuden valves.
Okay, so there's like riveter guns.
Yeah, definitely. Sheet metal.
Okay, so seeing them, and it was E and F that were there.
Yep.
Okay, so looking at the E, I just kind of like lower my head and then propel myself forward by having like the way like my face lights up with the red energy that it almost looks like a bus route map instead of like you would normally see like runic sigils on something like that. And basically, since I can connect with it like it's a city, the ground kind of propels me forward at a greater speed to basically try to punch E to knock him back, where a piece of the sheet metal bends down to my will, and so he'd like knocked back into basically getting cut in half from it.
Okay. I'm gonna have to put a graphic on this one. Yeah. Roll me danger.
Damn it.
Yeah. So you're kind of so I answer Pumpkinheads because I didn't get to that. How to best end this quickly? Well, see, the E and the F are actually really caring people. So if you just basically go all out in probably a few seconds between the three of you, you could possibly overwhelm them. And considering you see the consideration of Pandora, and you're like, maybe if like the other guy and I also like make a pincer attack, and then you see him just go straight forward, or maybe like a trident attack, like three prong, like we use the tactic of 82, and then you just see him just get like the other guy pulls like this entire like just holds out his hand, and like this big tower shield just pops out, and just Metro just flies just straight into it.
Oh damn! So
And like just like and just like a bird on like a windscreen just kind of like wipes down it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you take a powerful blow there, Metro?
Nice.
Awesome. You're gaining a lot of potential. Any case. So yeah. Now it's kind of top of the order. We kind of see the F just start pulling away. These kind of like little kind of like balls start shining from his hands as he kind of just starts like moving away from all of you guys into a corner.
Mm-hmm.
And he just starts throwing them out, and the balls just start sticking in random places of the maintenance. And you're like, I wonder what that does. And now there's just like these random lasers that are just like he's now basically like trying to trap you guys in. What do you do?
I kind of whistle to Pandora. Yo, Pandora, that guy. Focus on him.
No shit. And she kind of, you said they were like little orbs, right?
Yeah. That then turn into beams.
Can I? And does it seem like he's controlling them, or that they're just separate from him?
Well, he's definitely they're controlled up to a point where they definitely him when like they're kind of like baseballs to him. So you can control where they're going, and like probably the strength of it as you kind of like see them like pull up into these kind of like columns, like small like columns.
Is there any like? Did the people that I eviscerated? Did any of them have like weapons on them?
Oh no, they're out. They kind of like they you kind of like turned away from them, and then they shuffled out. Unless you want to give chase.
I mean, I thought their bones were broken, so I didn't know how much.
Oh well, no, you broke like a good bit to like make them like useless, so that's why they were leaving. Also, the alphabet system does protect to an extent.
Is there anything like I can grab and like throw then in around in my proximity?
Sheet metal, tool.
Sheet metal sounds fine. She's gonna fucking rip panel off and do an industrial version of the fucking Destructo disc as she just frisbees that motherfucker straight at him.
Alright,
again, not caring, causing more significant collateral damages. One of her side goals is destroying every damn sector in the ship.
Yeah, as you kind of roll it at -1 because the E is looking at you as as you do this. And as he kind of like he puts himself with the tower shield as he like realizes you're going after the F. And you definitely knock him from his feet, like the sheet metal just like sticks itself into the ceiling. And what's your option?
Well, I do get 2.
Yes, you do.
So I'm gonna resist.
There's now gas leaking from the ceiling.
Their blows, and take away his ability to use the to coordinate the baseball things anymore.
Okay, well you hit the E. The E imposed himself between the F. This is the annoying thing about heroes, is that they protect each other.
Okay.
You could take away his shield.
That could work.
I guess.
Yeah, you kind of like you like literally the shield kind of like explodes out of his hands as you just hurled it at him with such great force, and it like lunges itself into the city, and now he's kind of like his hands start glowing again as he just kind of like starts trying to pull something else out. Like he starts like he's in the formation of these Kestis, Metro or Pumpkinhead.
I had a feeling.
Lasers starting
very useful attack.
Mission Impossible around the room. It'll soon be like Mission Impossible around the room.
Okay, what I want to do is take out my baseball bat and hit those laser things back to its user. Or
Okay.
at least like into the crowd of enemies.
Roll me danger.
Danger free. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're in the position. I mean, unless you wanted to trap him in with his own lasers, then it would be free.
Yeah, I want to more hinder the other guys than us. So more.
Well, there's only the two of them.
Okay. Yep. All right.
So, do you want to like? You're not directly engaging them. You're kind of like using it against him, kind of deal.
Yeah, more of that.
Okay, then yeah, then that'd be freak.
All right, cool. And
Okay, so you kind of like you bring up your kind of like pumpkins, and you just start like as soon as he like throws it, you also just bat it like the pumpkin towards the ball. They connect, and the pumpkin kind of just eats it up and then pulls it in. He's now getting fenced in, and now he has stopped the lasers as he's seeing what you're doing.
I wave to him as I do that.
He goes, "You can't hope to win. I'm not a one-trick pony."
You're only an E. We didn't even have to meet the other four now. Calm down, man.
And the other guy goes, "Actually, I'm the E. He's the F."
Oh, fuck's sake. Metro, take these assholes out. You can do it. Believe in you.
So, kind of backed away as I recovered from hitting the shield, and I just kind of crouched down, put my hand on the ground, and I just, as the red transit lines reappear on my face glowing, I just say, "Eat him," and giving the command to the floor to basically lower its density so E sinks down into it, and then will solidify around his head once it's in the ground.
Alright. Roll me directly engage. Or if you want to use your burn or whatever, that I also do.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like a reality storm yet.
Alright. But yeah. You're kind of, you managed to, sink him downwards. And, you just like as soon as he gets to it, it kind of like just stops around his hand as he's kind of like just reaching up and he's just trying to fight against it. And you can see after he's been swallowed and solidified, it kind of just encases him, and you can see like the finger twitching, and it goes like slack.
Good. Well done, I tell the floor.
And meanwhile, in like a different comic, you can just see like the E just kind of like just sit there, like encased in like metal and pipes and whatever. Just kind of just go like, great, fucking great. As he kind of like realizes the twitching might get him further killed. And so you have the F left. And the F, after seeing the E blows out, he's kind of like. He just kind of like starts making these hand signs. It's just go to hell, damn you! And like the lasers just start bending out and like start reaching out towards you guys, like the doomsday beams.
could I do?
Is he blocking the exit to the next sector?
No, he's not.
Can we just fucking leave this chump?
Yeah, that is an option.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let this dipshit try to feel like a hero while I fucking walk on to where we're actually supposed to go.
Seems like a good plan.
Yeah. So
I think as we go, I just point to the E guy in the ground and say, "You want to end up like this, or you want to rather run? We are some badass motherfuckers." Crying? Hello? Anyone?
roll me a provoke.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Alright. Here we go. Yep.
Yeah. He kind of just like kind of just like as soon as he just sees him, he kind of just deflates and just goes, "God damn it!" And he just starts like talking, and like he just like shuts off, and you can see him like almost like his head bobbling as he's like talking into something, as he just sits against a corner. And you guys move into section 9, engine and power.
Oh boy, I kind of like.
And as you walk into engine and power, you kind of just see you see 2 more E's and a D waiting for you in front of the main generator, and off to the side is just like 4 M's against the door heading into 10. There is no door into 9. I mean into 6 from reactor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like this kind of like weird standoff as you kind of like sit in one end of the room. On the opposite side is the M's, and then to where you guys want to just bash is the D, like the D's and the 2 D's and like the 2 E's. Actually, no. There's going to be the 1 D by the M's, and then there's going to be a D and 2 E's by the reactor consoles.
Guys, if you want, I can just like blow away into 6.
Yeah, I mean, I can just put an E's head into that console, and then goal achieved for this room.
Well, then do what you can do best.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't say that. She just kind of walks up to these boys.
You kind of like walk up, the kind of like the M's and the D. The D pulls out this kind of like pulls out this handle which kind of like sticks out into a staff, and at the end of the staff like this kind of like humongous blade shoots out of it from both ends. Like you remember the Writer's Bane from Echoes?
To give a cocky like I'm a guard line.
No, but the M's and the D behind the D behind it just start by charge at you as you start moving towards the center stage. There's in this room we have this walkway of which you're here, they're here, they're there, and now they're moving in as you're moving in, and we have reactor, and then console, and then we have the more wheat unit by that.
All right.
So yeah, would you like to? Are you gonna just swerve on the M's and let your teammates handle them, or are you gonna go to the? Are you gonna take those guys head on?
Metro, you got that right.
How many of them are there?
4 M's and 1 D.
And they're standing in front of a door.
But they're moving away from the door.
Right. Well, okay. I wanted to make sure I had this right here. So I'm gonna use the point of burn for move, and I basically kind of like dip my hand down into the floor and pick up like a glob of it that kind of straightens out into like a tower shield basically, and then kind of like just street surf straight at them, smashing through them through the door to break through like it says through barriers to get to another place. Or
Okay, so you're just trying to get into 10?
well, I'm just busting through them and then busting into 10 on the way.
Okay. Yeah, so you get move, and that does the freak. And just roll me danger with a +1. Yeah, what's your 2 options?
Resist and avoid their blows, and then
Mm-hmm.
can I basically take their functionality or anything like that from them, smashing into them so hard?
Yeah. So, you resist and avoid their blows, and you do this, and you just like the M's. You just manage to catch all of them perfectly, and you get them in their shins, and all of them just kind of like just flip over, and then they like. You ever see like bowling animations when like the pins just fly?
Yeah.
Like bowling.
Yeah.
And so they kind of like fly like that, like with the pins just spinning about in the air. And they just land and crumple, and and then one guy goes, "My leg, my leg." And you kind of like you're moving forward, and you're like, this is going great. And then the D just kind of just puts his spear in front of him, like digs it into the ground to kind of just bisect your shield, and you like end up to one side of it as you kind of like flip around him and get behind him.
Okay.
So the M's are now taken care of. And the D with the rider and the D with the pole arm just looks kind of just annoyed.
All right. So, yeah, have fun with that. I'm gonna make sure that the reactor's gone. I'm gonna go up to and you said who was near the reactors? 2 C's and a D, right? Two E's and a D, right? Or,
2 E's and a D.
all right. I'm gonna go up to one of them. I'm whoever is closest to the reactor, and I'm gonna basically choke slam one of these motherfuckers straight through the console.
Okay. So, roll me danger.
Yep, I'm using in the China shop again. Oh, that's good enough.
Okay. What options?
I'm gonna resist their blows, and I'm gonna probably take their life from them as they get fucking electrocuted as they went through a lot of electric circuits as they've got kind of.
I wouldn't say that. Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm not targeting can I just do that to an E? Like it's.
Nah, because he's like it was in them that you could probably bitch slapping him and he'd be done. But this is an E. He like worked up a lot.
I don't know then.
So you can resist and avoid their blows to kind of like start batting them away, combat them.
I guess I'll just frighten them with the intention of eventually breaking their spirits.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of you're like going free against one for them, and they're getting some like one of them kind of like has this kind of like maul, like these 2 mauls at the end of it. Another guy's just like hurling like what seems to be like just disc after disc at you, and you kind of like use the maul guy to like shuffle the disc guy, and then with the disc still like kind of planted, they haven't exactly penetrated, but you use him to like throw him into a console, which gets damaged a tiny bit and starts sparking, and then another guy with just this kind of like large Kestis that the other E just starts like slamming into, and you just catch like his 2 like enlarged like fists, and you just like catch him and just hurl him into the other one, lightly damaging that one. And you can see them all just kind of like warily just stepping away from the console and towards you again, but it's like getting into that, this is getting into like real shit business. Pumpkinhead.
So this is the wall to 6 pretty much, and there's like no door, right?
Yeah, that's a wall.
I gonna like while they're fighting, I calmly like walk over to the door wall, start like knocking, and when I hear like a satisfying like more hello sound, I start like planting explosives there, because I'm not going to go around the fucking thing. I'm just gonna blow a hole into it.
Yeah. Roll me a freak.
Freak on the leash.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. I can definitely make this temporary unstable.
Yeah, those are those are self-made explosives.
Yeah. And also we kind of just see like one of the D just kind of like is still like, even though he's kind of like in this challenge with Metro, he's like looks at you, notices that you're planting stuff, and he just starts like talking into like the comm. Like you can see his mouth moving through his helmet. They're kind of clear. It's really dumb actually how they're clear on the head, but it's whatever. Supposed to give that humanistic, like that kind of like that. Oh look, it's a person behind the mask and not just this self-righteous dickwad of force.
Yeah, I ignore him, just like whistle as I like set up those explosives.
Yep. And we get a flash to like, on the other side of the wall. Conquistador is just sitting there. He's like has this kind of like weird like small like camp seat, and then like we see the earbuzz a little bit, and then he just moves the camp seat back like a couple of inches. Goes back to like just making sure like the rifle's in the right place. Also has a couple more things that we can see as the readers, but we have this kind of like dichotomy of what the other side is doing in preparation for the other.
Yeah.
And then the little kind of like little kind of like offer like editor tab, we go mutual destruction imminent ? And we go back to the top of the round. Metro, the D is looking at you and goes, "You are going to fail."
I just kind of shake my head at him, and what I want to do is use my 2 burn to create an independent construct, and I want it to basically form out of the materials of the ship around him, and basically form up around him to where he's trapped in the middle of it with his torso exposed, but has no control of it himself, as it just goes rampaging through the ship.
Okay, so you want to create it in a different part of the ship?
No, create it right there in front of me, but like with the D who's in front of me, like trapped inside of it basically, where if they attack the construct, there's a good chance they'll kill the D as well.
Okay. Yeah. Start rolling this burn. And he just kind of like, the ship goes around and goes, "What? No, stop!" And then he kind of like starts swinging at it, but you just keep like you overwhelm him with just sheer speed, putting him inside of it, and like you can see like it just start like crunching away with like, even as it's just like fighting itself. It's extremely slow as it starts making its way towards the other side of the room.
Cool.
Pandora, you're kind of like martial arts. You're using Greek wrestling techniques to like throw these guys at each other one by one. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, she uh, learned some stuff from Pluto about the proper way to break a man, and
He probably sent you to just tutors, honestly. Not much less himself. Like he probably picked up ancient dead gladiators or souls, and just sent you to spend a day with them.
yep. So she's gonna keep doing what she's doing, just beat the shit out of them. And
You
slowly
hate every single time he sends you to like the playwrights, though.
Yeah, because they're fucking tools.
Even though he fervently disagrees with you, and like you can see Persephone just give like, yeah, he's kind of got a point there, but you know, like kids will be kids.
All right.
So yeah, they're going to now attack you all at once. Roll me a danger. Add on -1.
Can I still use in a China shop for this?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can.
Damn it!
This is just
-1.
my way so you don't massacre the entire ship. I'm gonna be real honest with you there.
I'm telling you, man. I fucking told you. My female characters are terrifying.
Well, that's also a bull let loose in a place where bulls in free range can basically ruin anything.
Up. Picking the same two of resisting their blows and further instilling the fear of death in all of them as I just slowly keep not being really affected by anything they're doing and
So
taking out more and more of the reactor.
yeah, you kind of like just start dodging after the guy with the disc. You pull him like his feet from under him, pull him up to block the guy with the mauls. You unfortunately were too fast, and you only stopped the guy with the mauls at his elbows, so the mauls don't land on the guy. And he kind of just barks, "Hey, watch it, you fool!" And he's freaking trying if you could actually stop being useless. And the other guy goes, "How did you even get this far?" As you kind of like as he charges from behind, and like you kind of like bend your back and like kind of like send them flying backwards into the last guy, as he's also just sent into the console again with all three of them, and their weapons just clatter with the console like that. It's just ruined, and you can see like the reactor, like the lights flicker a tiny bit. And there's an announcement: reactor at 33.33, repeating of course, percent stability. I mean, 66.66% repeating of course stability.
Pandora turns to Pumpkinhead and says, "Hey, Halloween freaks, throw your stupid bombs at this damn reactor. It's taking too long."
Look, I was intending to do that anyway, but first if we get to 6 and do our mission, then we can blow up the whole fucking place.
You say this as she's still fighting like 3 people at once by herself.
Kind of like turn from them in this rare moment where she isn't fighting
Yeah.
them.
I'm just saying, Pandora, like fighting without air and without gravity is a little bit not that easy, let's just say.
This is why you can't trust a mortal to do anything. She just turns back and starts beating the shit out of a guy.
Can you set it remotely?
Well, of course I can, but
Well,
first I want to do the mission.
No, I'm just saying, set it now, and we can trigger it right before we teleport. Or as we teleport.
Well, if Pandora stops playing and finally gets off with those guys...
Well, part of the thing is actually that... Oh, no, I'll let you figure that.
Look, I'm an artist, I need time.
Oh,
That's my favorite
yet
one.
another artist. She's just size. He's somehow found a way to make himself lamer.
I give like this deep sigh, fine, and then just pull out this like telescope rocket launcher and aim it at the reactor.
Yeah, and like you kind of like pull out like this miniature pipe bomb as you like stuff it in.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, like the mask pops open for like your mouth to like blow into it.
Yeah.
Like a blow pipe. And roll me freak.
All right.
With a +1 for being.
Okay, then it's a 7 with the +1.
So yeah, you
I don't care if I
as you like kind of like just pop it, it just explodes against the reactor shielding, and the reactor just starts like bursting as just liquid plasma just starts like burning into the room. Lights just start going dead. It goes reactor at 0.00%. Critical failure imminent in about 10 minutes.
You're satisfied now?
Everyone
Can I
to
work now?
save your pods.
Can you now not carry me now that the reactor is blowing up and each and every one of us with it? Is that fine with you now?
Yeah, Pandora, can you roll a powerful blow as you kind of like liquid hot plasma is now just exploding onto you? Yeah.
Kids, I don't know. I can't save that. Metro should have need to do that.
Metro, you want to save your friend?
I can save, but it like I blew up and then I can in the same turn save her as well.
Metro?
Can I roll burn in response, basically, to...
You want a shield?
Not have shield so much, but as much more reality storm to destroy, like, where the plasma pouring out, like, basically rip the floor out with that, like, and causing more damage as well. I don't know if that works like that. Kinda like, if I don't actually have moat.
That wouldn't really work.
Well, I can still save it, and that's fine if you allow that.
Okay, if you take a condition, I'll allow you to save her.
Maybe I'm a little bit guilty about blowing her up, but just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
But she wanted it, so here we go. Actually, I'm angry. Fuck that.
Or, you can get angry, and,
yeah, first she begs me to blow it up, and now she's in danger of being plasmat, so, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Here we go.
Kind of her own fault for...
Yeah, totally her fault.
Yeah, and, this is sloppy artist.
So, I kind of, like, take out this, like, this hook shot and just like point it at her and just like shoot it, and it like hits her in a head, and then just pull her away.
Yeah, so you take the good old 88 pistol and then you pop it towards her, and it kind of like this kind of like arcade claw comes out of it and just starts pulling you. Pandora, very quickly, as you kind of like see like one of the guys just like the other two just start pulling away, like flying away from the thing, and then another guy kind of like has like half of his body drenched in it, and he's just like pulling it off, and like we kind of just see it steaming as like the suits are moving to like trying to counteract the heat. And like you kind of just see like his leg armor just jettison, and they're now heading towards God, just in Metro's direction, and the D who's moving towards maintenance, and everything is starting to blow up, and like all the escape pods are out.
You satisfied now, Miss Sunshine?
I told you about calling me names that weren't my normal one.
Well, then stop calling me a clown. I'm an artiste. Artiste of anarchy.
There's no difference. And she just keeps walking. She walks to the wall. And like, maybe I'll try to maybe do freaking break the wall down. I don't know. I might as well try to
punch the wall weighted with explosives that could go off at any second.
Oh, I thought the explosives already went off. We're waiting on them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So how many guys are still coming at us?
No one.
Well then,
As we kind of
gonna wait.
As we see, like, we cut through this, as we kind of see the reactor failure in this the moment before, and in the like section 1, the head is just like, okay, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to send out the emergency beacon, and then start moving to jettison section 9. That's the only thing we're gonna have to do, and then we're gonna have to hope section and get as much guys to like section 10, or out of section 10 and section 8 evacuated before before they're caught up in the reactor explosion. Move like shield, and you just see this guy move straight of orders out as you guys hear about the order to remove yourselves from 10 and 8. So there's no guy specifically after you at this point. Which we then move on to the explosion. So as you're kind of like setting up, you can you hear reactor disposal imminent, bracing, compartment compartment ejection into space in T-10.
Oh, better put on those suits now.
So yeah.
So hearing that,
Yes.
I want to, like, again, the lines on the face light up as I reach out to the room and basically tell it to meld with the other rooms it's connected to. So if the latch is released to expel it or whatever, it's still actually melded to the ship.
All right. It's not so much latches, but like kind of like explosives to kind of like jettison it.
Okay. Well, I still want to add more melding to it, so it might not have the same. It might not release it since it's designed for what it currently has, not for extra reinforced areas. What do I need to roll? If I can do that.
So yeah. You can roll I guess freak. So yeah, as you're hearing this, Metro, you kind of like reach out to the room, and the room just kind of like obeys you as you kind of just see like the roof just kind of like almost grab onto the other sides and like the entrances and walls, as like even more just this horrible like burning, like the smell of like molten metal is just filling the room with now just like this noxious gas. Pandora, you're mostly unaffected because hell can be super nauseous at times. Noxious. It's more affecting you, like kind of affecting you, Metro, but not as much considering your background. And Pumpkin, you have a goddamn helmet.
Yeah.
How can we get through that wall?
Any case, you succeed, and as the countdown ends, we kind of just see like you hear just these whoomp, 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 and like you just see like these like pockets, like bolts start flying out from the room, and you guys have to like narrowly dodge, but yeah, at least you're not ejected into space. So, Pumpkinhead, do you want to do the honors?
Definitely.
Roll me freak at a +1 to break into 6.
Alright, here we go. Guess I
Very
can
stable position. Or your friends can help you.
They have to all help me.
I mean, like in this particular instance, she would, but I don't know how the hell she would.
I can figure out something. In any case,
Maybe the explosion doesn't like rip it all apart, just like weakens, and then you
yeah,
guys
it takes
help.
off like a couple of things, and all you need is just Metro to take off another shielding, and then like Pandora just to break through the rest.
Kinda look angry at Pandora. Look, if I had that explosive that I shot at the fucking reactor, it wouldn't need your help.
If you did the job correctly the first time, this wouldn't have been a problem.
Everyone is a critic these days. Kind of throw my hands in the air.
And you kind of just look back and like see this cut to Pandora as like a 13-year-old as Aristotle's telling her about argument. Actually, no, it's not Aristotle. We'll say it's Corax. Corax is telling her about argument, and he goes, "And back then, everyone was a critic about form and logic." And then you hear it, and then you hear Aristotle yell, "There's nothing new under the sun."
Extremely fucking pessimistic mindset. She just keeps on trucking through. Hey, Metro, you gonna also help so that we can actually succeed?
Yeah, I figure I asked the wall to just basically weaken itself a little bit before it detonates to tear up a little bit more, and then you could have the last one.
Sure. Just fucking say like, well, time for me to finish your messy job, and just like winds up and fucking punches it straight through. Like she's been getting progressively more annoyed, and like you can see that her hair has been slowly getting closer to the color red.
And the scripts start getting a bit brighter. The eyes more wild. But the reaction time and strength is also going up.
Yep.
In any case, we walk into this prisoner room, and in like on this right side of it, we can see this like just this cube with this humongous wizard. We recognize him. He's the guy with the star hammer. Or the meteor hammer.
Yeah, the big old maul.
The big old maul on the chain.
Is that nearby as well, or do we not currently see it?
You do not see it. And then from there we see we just see Conquistador and all of his like he has this kind of like Reno Jackson hat on besides just this kind of like up armored suit. Definitely not the blue and gold, more of a kind of like a camo line kind of deal with a duster over it, and we kind of like just see these like two massive rifles underslung each arm as he's just sitting on this kind of like camp chair looking at you. There's an open drink by his side, and go, "Well, it took you about time." And then there's like 5 more guys around him.
So
1 G, 2 Fs, and a C and a D.
So seeing them all that close together,
no Maul.
Right.
Just the wizard.
But seeing Conquistador and the others so close together like that, what I would like to do is use Reality Storm to create, basically, from the ground up, like just a briar patch of spikes shooting from floor to ceiling, like connecting, like shooting up from the floor and connecting to the ceiling, including one that would come up directly underneath Conquistador through his chair.
Alright, roll it. Yeah, so as we kind of just see this like this humongous patch of thorns, like 2 of the Fs just get like skewered through like the legs, 1 guy through like the side, and then like one of the like the G like one of the D loses his arms, while the F down, the G kind of like dodges out of the way along with the C, and we just see Conquistador just bright as day, just looking down at you, and he just like taps his foot against the floor and goes, "Now, do you really think if I learned about a person who uses the environment against me, I would not protect myself?"
It happens.
Man, I've been in jungles longer than you've been alive. Now, if you excuse me, and he just pulls the triggers. Like, how did you guys come in? Like,
Through a big hole in the.
yeah, like where? How you guys arranged? Like, who's in the left, middle, and right?
I think
Mina probably stay a little bit aside from the superhuman beings.
Pandora smashed through, so she's probably in the middle.
All right, so Pandora and
I mean, if that's okay with Vel.
so, do you guys want to just hide behind Pandora as you kind of do this, or?
I mean, I figure I came out to the side where like I'm clearly visible to them. I'm not like hiding behind her.
Actually, yeah. So Pandora and Metro roll to take a powerful blow as these two like high power just blasts just shoot out at you.
Cool.
As I'm going to take a villain move.
This is gonna hurt.
You bet your sweet ass.
I have 4 conditions marked.
Oof, fun.
What do you choose, Metro? And what do you choose, Pandora?
As the blast hits me and give ground, I assume it basically knocks me back. And as it hits me and I'm flying through the air, I just yell, "Get that fucker, Pumpkinhead! Bomb the shit out of him!"
Oh yeah, you know, like funny enough, she's doing the exact same, like word for word, the fucking same.
I just lean on the outside of the wall, just watch you guys flying. Yeah, and just like step through the halls, like, look, Conquistador, we just want that big lizard guy. How about you give it to us and then, well, we just go and you can take care of the blowing up reactor.
Are you fucking kidding me? Blast him!
Yeah, so you're provoking him.
Yeah,
You just get like just this solid whomp. It is probably the first time you've been hurt in a good like week, Pandora.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
outside.
real mad.
Barring training is probably the first you've been hurt in like a month. And Metro, what did you choose?
Give ground and lash out.
Alright, that's my provoke.
Okay. So, great. So you kind of like, you also blast back Metro as you're kind of like back into the hole. And then, so, what do you do, Pumpkin?
Yeah, I pretty much said, look, there are 2 teenage meta-human assholes here who gonna wreck your shit if you don't let us take those fucking lizard guy and get out of here.
And,
so how about you just step aside and don't cause any more chaos?
And as you're like going through this, like you can see like the one G who dodged the boat kind of just like, I'm gonna go to the armory, and then he's just like, and then Conquista goes, sure, coward, go ahead. Also, by the way, if you want to help take at least the Fs off and get them to the med bay, I mean, you can make yourself useful that way too, Pumpkin.
Excuse you? I'm still a villain.
Oh, I'm sorry, not you. Different Pumpkin. I meant Pumpkin in like the meaning cutie sense, not Pumpkin as in like your name.
But I'm cute.
While they're having this,
You obviously haven't read my profile, did you?
Can I
And he just kind of like he like swings out the rifles as it's kind of like this cowboy repeater motion, and just like pops them back in and goes, "Now, do we need a round 2?"
Oh, well, if you want to let it come to this, I'm always ready for round 2. Also, what do I get out of my provoke? Does he stumble? Does he? What's it called?
The guys around him stumbled and
Okay, yeah, they kind of got
unaffected because he's the conquistador and he's fucking batshit crazy.
Yeah.
And if other character meta-wise, Avis should know about the conquistador.
say my name? You slightly cut out there, so I actually didn't catch.
Travis knows the conquistador meta-wise.
I mean, yeah.
Side note, I just thought about this. From doing that Rose Thorn move and hurting all those guys, will that clear my angry for hurting someone?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, since I haven't acted yet in this turn, can I do something while they're talking?
Yeah, sure, why not? You have the C and the C and D are looking to now get between like an interception if you try to like rush conquistador, so you're gonna have to both pull through them, or you want to just head to the wizard also to intercept you there.
Well, I guess she's gonna start heading towards the lizard. On the way there, though, she does kick Pumpkin Head in the back of the leg pretty goddamn hard for calling her an asshole, and continues walking forward. And as
Oh yeah,
yeah, she fucking warned you. You just keep breaking that warning, so she's just gonna start hurting you now. And as they kind of get close and try to stop her, she's going to basically try to ram them directly into the cage.
Yeah. So inside the cage, you can see the wizard now just starting to shoulder bash it, like just start like breaking out of his like his bonds and is like struggling in like cage itself. It's a lot like the cage that the Winter Soldier was in Civil War, except in the bloopers it doesn't lose its damn door.
Yeah, I'm gonna have again, in a chest shop, and I'm sure if he could see her at all, he would get some flashbacks of Bastion, as now she is completely fucking furious after that last hit, and her sigils are glowing very bright as she beats the shit out of these boys, hopefully.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me that danger.
God. Holy shit.
Yeah, so you just like you pummel, like your fist just like breaks through the armor, which actually hasn't done besides like the kind of like Rose Thorn move, and just like the jaw, just you break the one C's jaw as you just hurtle him into the cage, which rocks it, and then the D just kind of like whips, like kind of like tries to like sweep out your legs, and you just like pull it out and just like get his head between the crook of like your like thigh and like your foreleg as you just kind of like sweep it out from under him and like just dislocate his spine as you just land on top of him.
Yeah. And while doing that, I'm also gonna resist or avoid those blows that aren't gonna happen. And I'm gonna say impress the opposition. I think Conquistador could get behind how fierce this woman is.
Yes, he definitely can. And he's now looking at that and goes, "Oh, honey, if you think it's gonna be easy to get through get to the wizard, well, I just wanted to tell you something on this little derelict boat." And he kind of like just takes a remote and just like presses the off button. And like to the right, we kind of see like this security camera that became a projector, and the cage is now just gone. And all that's left is just this dented box. Yeah, huh? Think I'd leave a prisoner in one place.
I'll learn where he is soon enough.
Well, in any case, after this kind of slight demoralization, he's just sitting there like the rose bush behind his back. He's got like that large knife on, like you can now see the handle of it. Kind of like looks at it. Metro, what are you doing, baby?
Yeah. So seeing the cage disappear into a box and it was a trick. I just again the lines appear on the face glowing, and I just pull back my hand and I punch forward with the air. And what that does is, from behind him, a giant fist comes out of the wall to punch him across the room and into the room with the boiling plasma and everything else. I'm going to use my last reality storm.
Roll it.
Alright, just making sure I could do that. Help! Help!
Yeah, definitely. Are you kidding me? She hates this fucking prick.
Yeah. So, you kind of just like hold him in one place. He just kind of looks at you for a second. He hasn't moved out of the chair this entire time, and he goes, "I'll be seeing you soon, honey." As you kind of like this train of a fist just batters, breaks it, like the entire thing blows up, and just keeps hurtling through like the back of the ship and just breaks it, and now like there's now just decompression.
What? It was trying to come up behind him to punch him across into the...
punch him, and then it punches him, keeps punching him through the entire like length of the ship. You get out of the way.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
To the reactor.
I missed that part.
And like as we see it, we kind of just see all these kind of like robotic bits just breaking off from him.
Let's find the lizard.
And we kind of just see, in another sense, in a different part of the ship, we kind of just see him like diddling with the knife, and he kind of just like accidentally cuts his thumb on it and just like puts it immediately like to his mouth and goes, "Spicy ones they got to get you out." And he goes, "I swear to the Great Hunt, I will break out of this and I will rend you myself." And goes, "Yeah, you could, but I have a ship filling with plasma. It's now being pressed into decompression. 8 and 9 are broken down. The SOS is out, so help is on its way. Very slowly, of course. Let's say we cut a deal, Mr. Wizard. I get to save myself a couple of broken bones, and we put on a show. You get out, obviously. And you do me a favor. And the wizard kind of just smirks at this and goes, all right. Like, he doesn't really say anything, but you just see the smirk and you just see like this interest in his eyes. Conquistador is just kind of like playing with like his humongous kind of like bushwhacker of a knife. Yeah, so we see you guys just like pulling through like the rose thorn bush. You see the kind of like the thing that was resisting it. There's this kind of like little like miniature tent poles around the chair that were stuck into the plating. That's why your thing failed. It was kind of like knowing it.
Gotcha.
How up they reacted, they told me. Immediately they told me. And now, look what we got. And I kind of just sit down in the chair.
Well, if you want to stay here, that's fine. I'm going to find what we came for.
Yeah, she's moving on to a different section right now.
What sections can we directly access without like busting through another wall from here? Besides 9.
You can get to, which is the barracks.
And which one was the armory again?
2.
Okay.
Well, might as well go to 3.
Yep.
So, as you enter 3, it's mostly just like these kind of like obvious like kind of like barricades and traps. As we just kind of like see like these guys just kind of like pull into one, and we kind of hear on the intercom, Section 1 jettisoning in 10 seconds. As we kind of also see like this other guy just kind of like stomp. Like we also see guy who like was a construct, but now he's just also encased in a cage being like rolled in.
I was gonna ask what happened to the construct.
Yeah, well, they found him. Along with Section F guy. Half of the traps in the room are actually, once again, those little laser beams.
Well, you guys got this. I make a run for number 1, so see you in a bit. And I just start running.
Yeah, Section 1's where the captain's place would be, right?
Yeah.
So I would also like to charge to that, because I'm not letting Pumpkinhead just live by himself.
Abandoning the plan, are we?
I mean, we don't really have a plan right now, because we don't know where he is, right?
No, but
But was like where all the controls are, right?
yeah.
That's why I'm going there.
Yeah, I figured if he was going to be anywhere, he'd be there.
Well, you're gonna have to break through like the lasers. So, can you guys roll me? One of you guys roll me freak with a +1.
I can do that.
You do that.
You...
So load you guys another.
Oh!
Wow! Wow! Wow!
I'll also load you guys up another 2 team.
So don't really know what he's doing with that roll. Is there a way we can offer help with a couple of points?
If you clear my way, maybe, yeah.
Well,
Kind of like a football game.
I just wasn't sure if the roll was to like run through it or what the roll was for exactly.
like to break through like the traps and barricades. That's
Okay.
what the
Okay.
roll was for, and it's failed. even though he also had the help of Pandora. So, Metro, if you try and like football clear it, you can roll 2.
All right.
I have a
freak.
Yeah. So you open up a pathway, and Pandora also like manages to like break down the barriers for. You manage to pull up sheets of metal to kind of like mirror it, and as like the door is closing, Pumpkinhead, you get inside, and it's just stacked, stacked upon stacked, with like some 20 alphabet members.
What rank?
Half of them are M's. We have 1C. We have the 4 wounded F's, which are practically out of it. So we have a G. We have 3 H's.
Is our cage boy in there?
Nope.
Okay, then, like, if Pandora can see that, she'll just stop moving and then fucking pivot away. 'Cause then it's no longer
and actually no, 2 I, and then 2 I's. But the 4 F's are out of it. So, and then the room closes on you.
Yeah.
As we kind of just see like this, oh. And then like the other guys are like, well, I hope he got in there.
Yeah.
And we see this kind of like section 1 jettisoning in 5.
Can you nicely point me to the controls?
They all raise up various weapons.
I'm gonna look at Metro since he's the only one who could possibly open that door again.
Actually, I pull out some a banana, and I say, "All right, guys, you don't want to let it come to this, but this is actually a pretty high explosive that can just blow up the whole section. So if you point me nicely to the fucking controls." Before I have to blow up everyone and everything inside here. Because I'm not afraid to die, but I take all of you motherfuckers with me.
Yeah, you go ahead with that. And Pandora was actually just helped him get like halfway there, and then like you like the first half of like the run, Pandora, and then Metro was the second half, and you're on the other side. You're still in section 3 while he's only in section 1. And then we see like the 1G goes, you gotta be bluffing.
Bluffing me? I'm not bluffing. I'm loaded with explosives. They could go off at any point.
Yeah, but I mean the banana, and then the I goes, well, not the other explosives, obviously, but the banana bomb.
I peel off the what's it called? The peel?
Yeah.
And underneath it.
And one of the M's just go, ha! It's with potassium. Get him!
No, it's literally a bomb shaped like a banana. Like kind of electronic things just strapped together in like a vague banana form.
And you just kind of like see, and then the M who just said it's loaded with potassium just kind of like crumples and go, and then one of the one of the H's goes, just shut the fuck up, Dean. Honestly, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and I now pointed like a pistol to everyone, say, "Where are the fucking controls?"
Listen, this is basically a section-sized escape pod, and it's like jettisoning in 1, and goes, the controls are like on like by the door.
You fuckers go nowhere until I find the control for the whole goddamn prison.
And as not knowing he says that because I'm on the other side, but as he says that, I want to use move and basically just smash through the door.
And then as you smash through the door and like jettisoning in 0. Section 1 jettison, and like you just hear this humongous like whoomp as just like in like the Kool-Aid Man, and you're like, oh yeah, and like Pandora's like, oh boy, here we go, and then like decompression just starts raining like a bitch, and now you're like, can you roll me freak to not just be voided?
Everyone. Alright.
Basic. The alphabets like take a second to like not. Okay, so Metro, you're hanging by the door, which is also hanging onto you.
Halfway through section 3, so can't I like grab something by then?
Do you want to grab section 1?
I'm not close enough, aren't I?
And section 1's leaving, isn't it?
Section 1's the one weaving, so
Yeah, you said I'm
trying
in the middle of section 3, right? I'm just trying to
Yeah.
brace myself because there's no way I can get over there in time.
okay. So yeah, you brace yourself. You're fine. The bulkhead for you closes. It's the bulkhead for 1 that got shredded.
And I was right there at the door there. So am I in 1, or am I holding on at 1,
You're
or did
in
I get
1.
into 3?
You're holding on to 1.
Okay.
You're holding on to 1 for dear life, and Pumpkin also is with like the baseball bat kind of like wedged in the doorway.
Okay. And so
You idiot! I scream over the sucking of vacuum.
while
we just
I had it under control.
we see the 2 eyes just look to each other and go, wow, they're actually worse of a fuck up than Dean. You can't see any of this, Pandora.
She saw what fucking happened. They went into section 1 right as it was jettisoned. And it didn't have the target in it.
Well, you don't know that.
yeah, I don't think I knew that either.
You didn't know that either. No impacting communicators.
Yeah, just,
Oh. I didn't.
The
You
only thing you could probably have heard about was a banana bomb.
it just seemed logical that it might have been in there.
Potassium.
Close that hole.
So how many alphabet members are left in the?
Oh, all 20.
None
Like,
of them got sucked out.
Not really, no. They all have like magnet boots.
Well, shit.
And they're all just standing there going like, so, you gonna shoot him, Dean, or am I? And they all kind of like pull out these like guns and stuff from the side. Other guys rolled like up, like, there's this one guy with like light javelins.
Oh.
And we just see Pandora just kind of like the reds just slightly up. And like you're basically like you punch 2 hands through the floor and now you like put them up and now you're just like alone in like this dead space kind of like ship.
Ah, she's just gonna go exploring and
And
see if anything of notes in here.
are you going to go to 2 or 4?
What was
2 is the armory.
Yeah, and what was 4?
The cat.
The what?
The cat. The cafe, cafeteria.
Okay, you kept cutting out halfway through. I guess I'll check the armory.
Well, as you turn to move it, you just hear this like slow clapping, and goes, "Bravo, bravo!" Just Jesus, by like all the great powers in the immortal sun, I have never seen something as extraordinarily fucked up and as impulsive as that.
She turns to the clapping ass hat and goes, "Agreed."
He kind of chuckles and just like he just kind of like takes out the machete from his neck and kind of like just places it, like it just cuts the floor like and just sticks in there like butter and just like kind of like leans on it like a cane and goes, "You know, for a second there, I was worried." And then we cut back to the two of you on the ship as we kind of just see this like shooting gallery just build up even more.
And so I want to use Reality Storm again and do the thorn bush again, basically in the middle of the group of all the guys.
Alright, roll it. Alright, yeah, you take out basically the line of M's again, and that kind of like just drops down this short line of pistols that were about to just fire immediately at you, giving you like a couple of seconds. What option? Actually, no. Pumpkinhead, what next?
I think I just leave Metro to fight this fight on his own, since he fucked up the situation, and kind of like use this.
So you're putting out of here into this space, hoping you reach section free.
Yeah, I guess.
Roll me freak as you
Alright.
try to dance, as you kind of like try to float your way back to section free. Yeah, so you're just like you're looking at this and going, "This is just fucked."
Yeah.
And you just like tap your helmet a couple of times.
I clap the heels of my boots together like 3 times, and then there's just some tiny microjets just jetting out, and it just shoot towards section 3, and just give Metro like a salute as I like pass him.
Like out of like the baseball bat, you can like hear like the horns.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do 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 do. And it turns into like the ice cream theme song, and he has to like tap it a couple times to get back to the horns.
Yeah.
Case. So yeah, you get back to the section free door, and yeah, now you have just this kind of like near like Pilo line as the other guys are just like groaning and like the eyes are moving, but we have the kind of like the 1G and 3H's. The 1G kind of like has this chained weapon, like these kind of like chains with like a sickle at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3H's are just kind of like these just javelin men. As the 2Y's just work away at the M's to make sure they don't die. What do you do, Metro?
Well, they're all still kind of clustered together. So, where all of the thorns grew out, all of those spear out in all directions as well. So, like thorn from the thorns.
So, if you want to do that, roll me that, and then roll me another freak to fight decompressurization.
So that was the thorn.
Okay, and then decompressurization.
And that would be to fight the decompression.
So that's good. You start like you basically just like start just like you move like the door to kind of like scoop behind you like a glove. So you're no in danger of that.
Okay.
And they pierce some thorns, and maybe like an H gets caught in it. And what option are you gonna choose?
I mean, whatever. If I can flat out kill them, I'd like to have kill them. If not, then just incapacitate.
You're gonna try to take something from them.
Like their ability to fight, to function.
Yeah. Okay, just wanted to make sure. I kind of like get two of the H's through like just the hips, kind of just like they grunt as they're kind of just like you basically destroyed like their either like their left or right hip, like but still like the three of them hurl their javelins at you, and like the 1G that was there also just hurls the sickle at you. Can you roll to take a powerful blow?
Oh boy. Well, I can't lash out, and I can't struggle past the pain, so give ground.
So what was once your uh, snug, comfortable seat is now leaving you again, and you have to scrabble again for handhold.
Is that roll freak again?
Yep. Yeah, you barely managed to like a little bit, like just curls like a cuffling around your like arm, as the other two just H's kind of just like break off from like the spears and just like kind of like just shut down, and all the guys who just aren't fighting you are just hacking away at the bushes. So you're gonna have to either find a new way to get out of the situation, or fight the terror of open space.
Yeah, this is gonna be risky, but I'm gonna try to charge burn.
Roll that before we move back. Okay, that's one condition. Are you knocked out?
That gives me 5. So
That gives me 5. So you're not exactly at 6 yet.
right.
All right. And now as we see, like, you grit for like the last time as you're like just exhausted.
Well, and with the 3 burn before we switch, what I wanted to do ultimately is like, even if it takes multiple burn to do it, basically use move to have the ship kind of propel me in the direction across to back to 3. And it might smash me through it and create a problem there too, but it's better than being in this ship.
It's better than being in 1.
Right.
So yeah, see, as we before we switch, we kind of just see this panel of just like, fuck it, I'm out. Like wraps you around in this like kind of like sealed spacesuit, and hurls you like a human bullet back at the ship.
And just because I have to ask, would that be considered a foolhardy action to get rid of Hopeless?
Yes.
Yay.
And just the other like alphabet guys just kind of like just sag their shoulders and goes, finally. Christ. Or just like, by the powers. As they all just go, my leg, my arm, my stomach, the front of my back. And we now get back into like the spaceship with Pandora. This is shortly before I get back to Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, no problem.
So
it's just you and Conquistador, and he kind of like takes. You can just hear this like ringing sound going out, like this high frequency in your ears, and he winces with it and goes, "All right, kid, I'm gonna give you a deal.
what are your terms?
I want I've already worked it out with the wizard. What I want you to do, take him and go back to your boss, and he'll start that downfall of the cat who I don't know if you're here of against your own will or not. Honestly, I probably don't care because you torn through and bloodied half the ship. But
I spare no love for my employer. Now, what would you just point me the way?
well, the wizard man is ready to be freed in the armory department. Originally, I was also gonna just plan to blow it up, but things escalated way too quickly, and you went to 9 instead of 3.
She,
Which, by the way, good move. Good move.
nods and says, well, if that is all, today has been tiring, so I would like to get this done as I am
hell
sure
yeah.
those two idiots killed themselves. And she turns around and just starts
And
walking.
you kind of like, just as you say these two idiots killed themselves, Pumpkinhead, how are you getting back into number 3?
Just rockets through the section.
So yeah, you kind of like just like you've been like pushing bombs and just like as the two idiots kill themselves, and you like see this kind of like human-sized hole as we kind of like see that classic cartoon hole in the side of the ship
Yeah.
with the whole like.
Oh, hello? Crime?
As we see that kind of hole, just this thing made of metal that is in the shape of like in the size of a man just bursts through, and that decompressurizes and it starts. And you kind of just see Pumpkinhead like he's outside. He was prepping bombs to like blow himself back, but he sees that and he just kind of like hole in the walls himself in.
Pretty much, yeah.
And as
He also just does the exact pose, by the way, as his like jets push him forward.
And after the last issue of decompression, as I land and he Pumpkin slips past, I want to like have the suit that formed around me basically go back up against the wall to create a barrier. If it's not self-healing or self-sealing.
It's not. But so yeah, the boys are back in town.
Oh, Pandora's so happy to see you.
Hey,
Oh, this is pretty much perfect. Well, I need to make this look like a fight, so you at least have a hint of truth behind your lie, which is already is, but to act like you have to fight me again. And so he kind of like pulls out this 38 and points it at Metro and goes, "You're on your last legs, right? So if I just put you like night, right, you'll be fine with it."
So
I'm playing the long game here right now, so I shoot you, you go down, I kind of like, you get to punch me, I'll like graze your side, and then we'll call it a day. How about that? I spend the rest of the time in the cave, you go to the wizard, you're out, you're free, whatever the fuck you do. Have an ice cream.
I looked at Pandora, that actually sounds good to me.
Yep.
That's fantastic. He kind of just turns to Metro and just like points the gun and fires at you. Roll to take a powerful blow, buddy. Yeah, you're out.
I can't pick.
Aren't you at like? I mean,
You want to pick?
I mean, I know we need to wrap it up though. I know, so.
I would like to wrap it up.
If I can do this, like as he points the gun at me, and like basically as he pulls the trigger, I reach out to use a reality storm, and I just want to like try to spear him through the head with part of the ship, and so I still get shot and go out, but.
Yeah. Roll me that. And
I'm gonna use my influence to interfere with that.
Okay.
Yep.
So you kind of just like bat a bomb at it, and you ruin the projection, and it kind of like goes off to its side.
Just pull Conquistador out of the way with the tag hook shot.
Or that too. And he kind of like just looks at you and goes, "Oh, there you go."
I got one open for you now, so keep that in mind.
Sure, kid. Why not?
And I look down and I look
Pandora and Pumpkin can take
Metro and say, also that guy killed enough people for today. What a fucking psychopath.
Guys, it's just what you run into. I mean, we'll get him down the line.
Well, you wanted your one punch, right? And she just kind of walks forward, cracking her knuckles.
And he goes, yeah, just give me a second. He kind of like pulls out like a personal mirror, just looks at it and goes, yeah, okay. And he goes, but I get the grazier side too. And he like points to the knife. And he kind of just holds it forward and goes, all right, let's get this done.
clench your teeth, and she's
It's like actually when you like take a punch, you roll with it and you relax the muscle, so that way it's just like not enough, and you like BONK!
fucking punch him like directly into the ground.
Yeah, that's basically what you do. And he's not moving, but you also kind of like he also got to the point where you had to like kind of like you couldn't even, like get around, so there's like just a thin cut along your side.
Ruined this good dress. She just kind of humps and like walks back to the section and is like, I guess he did take a bullet, and grabs Metro and drags him, much like that guard at the beginning of this mission.
I like the repetition.
All right. Yeah,
And,
going to lizard.
Yeah. So you you drag him, and you drag him, and you get to the wizard, and the wizard just nods at you through its bonds and goes, "My meteor hammer's over there."
She looks to Pumpkinhead to go grab it, and she kind of looks at him, and she's like, "You look familiar."
I do.
I was about to name the same.
No, not you, Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, okay.
And she's like, weren't you in that news report of... I can't remember the exact details. I just remember there was a conduit involved.
And I'm not lying. I think there may be a cup. I think the gods do love their mirrors.
She just now goes from the interested look to a small smile, which is really unnerving when she does it, and says, I'll have you tell me all about what this boy looks like.
Well, in any case, I'm pretty sure you won't be. This conversation won't last long. And he kind of like he clicks open, like he like as you kind of like rip off his like bomb, kind of like helps with like the last few, and then he like opens his mouth, and like underneath his like little lizard tongue is like the tracker, and goes, I don't get what's with cavity checks and like not checking the mouth.
I know, right?
Well, she kind of looks and she's like, Pumpkinhead, you do it.
All right, let's go home.
And you like drag it, and like you're holding Metro, and this we kind of like hear like this like you ever see the end of Star Wars: The Clone Wars episodes with that kind of like little credit fanfare?
Yeah.
We kind of like get that as we kind of like just see this end up comics of like Metro just in his bed. You're back in hell, and like Persephone's just like, oh darling, I'm glad you're here. Guess who just died?
A lot of people. She just says that she fucking thinks back as to how fucking ballistic that mission was. But I'm hoping someone more interesting than them.
Oh my god, the movie star from this important film that I'm not gonna bother to look up.
And she looks so disappointed. Fine, I shall listen to him with you, Mother.
No, he's gonna give us his films.
Even better.
Any case, then we kind of like see Pumpkinhead with just like his bat. Like you walk back in, and we just see like Jack-o'-lantern just eating a banana. And he goes, "How's it going, kid? I was worried about you. I saw the van still parked out of the groceries, the bodega you were in."
Yeah, just sit down at this couch beside him. Just the usual.
Stick it to the man.
Yeah, I wish I could stick it to some certain cat snakes.
Well, honestly, it's not as bad as the fucking pigeons that shitted on me.
I'm done with animals for today. Can we just watch the Jerry Springer?
Oh, I was gonna start going through Parks and Rec, but sure, we can go through Springer.
I need to shut up my brain for a bit. It hurts.
Yeah, Springer does do that for you. And we'll get to end, and like we see the wizard going. All right, so I have so it's like you got the map of the prison complex, and goes, yeah, and he goes, absolutely fantastic. And we close to end of session.
Fuck.
Hope you guys had fun.
I can't fucking believe it. Everything went about as expected, in that, like, this one session with Pandora has been more successful than, like, 3 with Bastion combined. She got 8 hits back to back, no conditions.
Yeah, I found the general dynamics across the board kind of funny. Like, 1, Pandora succeeded at everything. 2, I have a guy designed for cities, and he goes into fucking space when the guy who's Earthbound was trying to always get in space in the hero game. Like, that was reversed. And then Pumpkinhead is like, we actually yell at him to destroy shit, and he doesn't. Like, it's the exact opposite dynamics of, like, all of our heroes.
Well, that's part of the point of a side story, is to give you a break from the main story, right?
Yeah, I found it amusing that it, like, worked out that way.
Dude, the fucking difference in the first session of the 2.
I might venture that I'm somewhat good at my job by now.
Bastion got 1 advancement in that first session, and Pandora didn't even get a single potential.
I didn't get potential either.
I had 3.
Okay. Well, anyways, you guys clear your conditions, take potential for the end of session if you go closer to the team.
I don't think anybody probably grew closer to the team.
I don't think so.